Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It's gonna be a long one. Today is finally my product empties. 6 months, almost 7 months worth of product empties of my trash. I'll have my last empties, which I did in February, down below in the description box, plus all my others if you wanna watch more after this one. I love doing empties. It is my final thoughts on a product and whether or not I will be repurchasing, or if I already have. I asked over on Instagram if you guys wanted one long video or if I should split this one up into two. Majority vote said one long one. So strap in, grab a snack, stay hydrated. I got my LaCroix right here. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it while you're watching, and let's go ahead and get into it. As per usual, I will be breaking these down into categories by product type. I went cruelty-free pretty early on in my YouTube journey, and I still have a couple of things left over usually in my empties, so I show them first. It's much easier to say one time that I won't be repurchasing this because it's not cruelty-free rather than throughout my video. I'll break these down by makeup, skincare, hair care, and body care, and I will put timestamps below just in case you want to skip ahead. But first, let me show you guys what we're working with today. So this is the bird cage that I usually keep my product empties in. It's nice and discreet. It looks pretty in the corner of my room, but this got full a long time ago. So in addition to the bird cage, I now also have this box as well as this plastic bag, both filled to the brim. I'm so ready to get rid of these eyesores after going through this. Disregard what I said about the non-cruelty-free items. I didn't find any while digging through and sorting these. I don't have a lot of non-cruelty-free items in my collection anymore. There are a couple of perfumes I know for sure. And then there are a couple of brands, Physicians Formula as well as First Aid. Those two come to mind that are no longer cruelty-free, and I know I still have some products from that I'm trying to get through. But let's go ahead and get started with makeup. That is always the smallest category of my empties, but especially this year, for the better part of this year, I've been in quarantine and I wasn't wearing as much makeup. So we should be able to get through the makeup pretty fast. I have a couple of pairs of lashes. I have one from e.l.f. This is the Luxe Lash Kit in Starstruck. I just purchased a couple of more lashes from them because very soon, I think Saturday, I'm going to be filming a full face of e.l.f. and that should be up sometime soon. And then I also have these from Ardell, the Naked Lashes in the style 424. My favorite. These are not the only lashes I've gone through. I have a bag sitting in my bathroom of probably about 10 pairs of lashes, maybe more, that need to be washed, and I've just been too lazy to do it. But for both styles of these, the 424s I will definitely be repurchasing. I think I already have a backup of them. Real Techniques sponges, a 4-pack. I still am using 1 or 2 of these at my vanity. Love these. I've yet to find a sponge that I like more than these, and the price is right. ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This one is in the shade Fair 06. I ended up with 3 of these. I kept purchasing more from their website because I kept getting the wrong shade. This is not my ideal concealer for underneath my eyes. It's a little too drying, but I do quite like it to use as an eyeshadow base. I don't know if I would run out and repurchase it. I have one that I decluttered, and then I have another one that I'm trying to use up, but not bad overall. I don't regret purchasing it. A NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. I don't really remember my thoughts on this except that I was trying to use it up. I may have even had it in a project pan. I can't remember. Setting sprays are something that I go through pretty quickly. I use them on most days that I do my makeup, even if it's minimal. Would not repurchase it just because I don't really remember my thoughts on it. That's the struggle with waiting so long to do my empties. Sometimes I really forget. I have a House of lash glue in white. They also make a black shade, which I also own. There is so much hair stuck around the edge of this. I really love this lash glue. It has kind of some pros and cons. The pro is that once you set your lash down, it ain't going anywhere. Like, it is so strong. But if you set it down in the wrong place, it's a really big struggle to move and adjust your lash. So I'm really careful when I'm placing my lash when using this glue, but this is the best lash glue that I've tried thus far if I want my lashes to stay all day long. I've already repurchased this and I actually used it today to apply my lashes. 2 black eyeliners that I've used up. This one from Stila I've had for a long time, but I feel like the formula was dry to begin with, and that's why I avoided using it. I did finally use it up, and I actually think it may have broken off, and that's why it's here in my empties. There's no more in here. And then also from Milk, my long wear gel eyeliner. This is my ride or die. I have one open, and I also have a backup of this one. This one cannot be beat, and I cannot be without it. My other ride or die from Milk, the Kush Fiber Brow Gel. This one is in the shade Dub. I have both Dub and Dutch currently. Dub is the Auburn shade, and then Dutch is a medium brown. I use both of them depending on my hair color. Today I used with the Hourglass Art Sculpting pencil. I think that's what it's called. I used the Auburn shade. I just love the way this deposits color. The brush on here is small enough that it helps me do some detail, and it never gets too messy, but it's not so small that it's taking me forever to do my brows. And then also too, it just lasts throughout the day. It also doesn't make my brows super stiff or hard. Another product I can't be without. And then this one I've had around in my collection for a while. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I finally used it up. It took forever. Even when I was down here, I was like, oh, that's not going to take me too long. But this lasted me so long. I like this. I just wouldn't repurchase it because I now mostly use concealer to prime my lids. That has a multi-purpose. It's 2-in-1, and I don't feel the need to buy something extra as a base for my eyeshadow. I do really like the ABH eye primer, and I'm holding off on buying that one as well. But yeah, it's not a bad product. I just don't think I need another one of these right away. Just went to take a drink and I spilled it down the front of my shirt. I completely missed my mouth, so that's the kind of day we're gonna have today. Another category I always forget to mention when I'm doing my empties is my press-on nails. I used to actually get acrylics done, but when I went cruelty-free, it was really hard to find cruelty-free options, at least in my area, so now I do these. I started with these from Kiss, the Impress press-on nails, and these just have a little sticker tab that you pull up and press on. There is no glue involved. I really enjoy these, and surprisingly, they do stay on a fair amount of time. Sometimes one would pop off even within like the first or second day, to be expected because I'm pretty hard on my nails, especially at work with shipment. I'm always ripping open boxes and the like, but super simple, super quick, would take about 5 minutes to apply. I was afraid of using glue when I first got into press-on nails, but now that's all I do. So I got away from these, but these are great if you're a beginner. These that I'm wearing now are also from Kiss, and I just love the look of them. You wouldn't even know that they're fake. Well, I mean, you would know they're fake, but you wouldn't know that they're just the glue-on type unless you got close. That's when you can actually see my natural nail. But I love doing these. It takes me, I'd say, about 20 minutes to do all together, and the first 10 minutes is really just figuring out which sizes to do. If you're new to press-on nails, that is the first thing I would recommend, is to lay them all down, because once you get the glue out, it can get a little messy. I tend to overdo it and get too much on my hands, and sometimes I'll get it on the sides, and just picking up is much easier once you have everything laid out. But overall, my thoughts on the brands, Kiss is definitely one to try. Marmalade Nails is a brand my friend Jackie told me about. I have, this one's called Berry Blaze, and then another style called Borderline. Berry Blaze, I still have one left over in here. This is one that did not fit my nail bed. I love these. The Marmalade makes some really good nails, and then also too, the glue that they provide is the best glue that I've tried. I've been using Marmalade nails with all the other ones that I've done because they stay on the longest. These are not the only ones I've purchased. I think I have used up about maybe 7 or 8 pairs of these. They are much more pricey than the Kiss nails, but definitely worth the investment if you're into press-on nails. And then the other brand I've really loved is the Nailless. They come like this. Again, these are the nails that did not fit my nail bed. How many times can I say that? These are very durable, very strong. I love the styles. They're simple, but with like a little bit of edge. Also really recommend this one. The only brand that I've tried this far that I would not recommend, and I saw so many ads for this brand, is Static Nails. I still have 3 other pairs to try out, but for at least this pair, what happened with these is they are so flimsy. Once I got them glued on, they would actually bend. I've never had that happen with any other nail that I've tried. And it would bend so much to the point that I could just peel it off. It was awful. The base of the nail would still be glued on, so then I would have to scrape it off, which is really damaging to the nail. So I would not recommend Static Nails. At least this one pair that I've tried. I can update you guys on the other 3. If you want a full-on video on press-on nails, definitely let me know in the comments. That would be one I would be really interested in doing. All right, moving on to hair care. This one is the next smallest category. The other two are massive, both skincare, and I think I've also thrown in some oral care, plus the body care. That's gonna take a while to get through. So let's get through the hair care first. I have one lone shampoo, Function of Beauty. I have loved Function of Beauty. I did a full video last year where I only used Function of Beauty for 6 weeks straight, and I was really pleased with the results, and I'm still using it. I now actually have a subscription to Function of Beauty because I've loved their shampoos and conditioners so much. Now they have other products and I just haven't tried them yet, but I really enjoy being able to customize my shampoo and conditioner, and then also just being able to change things up each time I know my order is going to come. So for instance, like I just bleached my hair. I know that it's probably a little bit more damaged, so I can add that onto my concerns. Also being able to change the fragrance is really nice. This one I think was the vanilla milkshake. I've also done Feeling Fine Apple is what it's called. I had to think about it. And then the spice one, the holiday one from last year, that one's been my favorite. I just got in my other next set, which is the rose fragrance that they have. I definitely recommend them if you haven't tried them out. I know it's a little bit pricey, but for me, it's definitely worth the investment into my hair care because I'm not very kind to it. I'm coloring my hair frequently, and now I bleach my hair frequently. And I do also occasionally use styling tools with heat like I did today. So I don't mind splurging a little bit. I do have some kind of code. It's not like a sponsored code or anything like that. It's a simple refer a friend code that everyone gets when they join their website when you make a profile. So I will have that below in the description box. Just the shampoo by itself I emptied. I still have the conditioner lingering around in my shower. Often I will have to use conditioner for other things like shaving my legs real quick because it takes me so long to get through conditioner. I just use other things. I use masks from time to time, and then I use Overtone a lot just to keep the vibrancy of my color, so it takes me forever to get through them. But yes, I would recommend. I emptied it. I think I'm about to empty the spice one that was from the holidays, and then I can start my rose one. And since I just mentioned it, same thing, I also have a refer a friend code for Overtone. I will put that below. I used up both the vibrant orange as well as the vibrant orange. They just look like they're two different colors. I also have the extreme orange. I also have the pink that I just purchased. The way I've been doing it, because my hair is two different colors now, about once a week I have been separating and putting the orange on the orange and then the pink on the pink, and it's really helped to keep my hair the color that I would like to. I always say Overtone helps me be lazy between my colorings. Whenever I use it, I'll go into work and someone will be like, did you just dye your hair? So the fact that I don't have to like keep always applying hair dye and I can just get away with using this, highly recommend. If you have vibrant hair, if you haven't tried this before, my only complaint is that it smells like peppermint. I say that every single time. I really wish they would offer it in a different scent because I don't want my hair to smell like toothpaste, but I do like the conditioning properties of this conditioner, and then also too, just the way it makes my hair look. Oh, I found one that isn't cruelty free. This brand, oh, it is gross. There is something all over this. Davines, I think that's how you say it. I think I was actually going to repurchase this and I had just put them into Google and double checked, and I saw that they are not cruelty free, or maybe they were and then they went back on that. I don't remember, but I can't purchase this again. This is the We All-in-One, it's OI, I think it's We All-in-One Milk Multi-Benefit Beauty Treatment. This is just like a leave-in detangler. I love the smell of this. It smells so good. And I was hoping they would have a perfume in this, and that's what I would have purchased if I could. It smells like spicy, clean laundry. That's the only way I know how to describe it. I love this fragrance, but I cannot repurchase this. I have some hair dye here. I have both Good Dye Young. This is the Riot Orange, as well as their bleach kit. Now I'm pretty new with coloring my own hair. I posted a video, I want to say it was in December, of coloring my hair for the first time. And at that time, my stylist bleached and lightened it for me. I didn't have to worry about that. All I did was apply the color, and it came out so well, so vibrant, and I really enjoyed this. And then the bleach I started doing on my own in quarantine. I got curious. I got tired of seeing my roots. Both of these work really well. The bleach, for someone who is a complete novice, I didn't have any issues with it. I used it to both touch up my roots, and then I used it again, another box. I think I probably threw that away. I used it all over. hair. I don't feel like my hair is too damaged for bleaching my own hair. And I want to say I did that about a month ago. I've currently been using Arctic Fox hair color, just kind of going back and forth. And I did also recently purchase Arctic Fox's bleach kit. I think it's called Bleach Please. I'll be using that next time and comparing the two of them. But yes, no complaints here. Perfect for beginners. I just made sure to watch a ton of videos. I watched a lot of videos from Brad Mondo on lightening your own hair and then just common mistakes before going in with these two. I didn't just whip it out of the box and start. I made sure I knew what I was doing first. Next, I have 3 dry shampoos that I used up. I try to only wash my hair about once a week, maybe twice if I do like a really vigorous workout or something like that. But for the ones I used, I have this one from Aveda. This is Shampure dry shampoo. What's different about this one is it is a powder and the pump is pretty unique. I've seen some other brands. I think Briogeo also has one with a pump like this, but at the time when they came out with this, I hadn't seen anything like it before. As many of you know, I used to work for Aveda, so pretty frequently I'll have them in my empties because I stocked up when I left. But they make so many great products. But this powder, so what you do, there's a little twist nozzle on here and it comes down, back up. So then you have some powder right in the tank here. I guess you would call it a tank. And then you puff it out. You can still see a tiny bit coming out. This is great if you want an alternative to an aerosol dry shampoo. It still gives you a nice application. The other dry shampoos I've tried like this that were just powders were just the kind you sprinkle out, and it's really easy to just completely dust your scalp with dry shampoo and it's such a mess, and then you get that white cast. Doesn't happen with this one. I would repurchase this, I just haven't. I have to make it over to my Aveda store to pick up some things that I'm now starting to run out of because like I said, I did stock up, so it took me a while to get through things. And then from Way, I used up the super dry shampoo. Admittedly, I only purchased this for the scent. It smells so good. It's so floral and beautiful. And I actually recently redeemed my Ulta points for the matching perfume. I believe, yeah, it's called Melrose. Really enjoying that perfume too. The only thing about this dry shampoo is that I found that I used it up way too fast. I think I've maybe had this for 2 months, and that wouldn't be too fast if I wasn't rotating it with like 3 other dry shampoos. This doesn't do the greatest job at absorbing oil, so this is really just one I would use on second day hair. It was mostly just for the scent and a little bit of texture, and that's why I use that. That being said, I would probably still repurchase it just for the fragrance. Maybe if they were having a sale or if I had points again, I could use it on this one. My holy grail dry shampoo as of late is this one from IGK. This is the First Class Charcoal Detox Dry Shampoo, and this one is not messing around. It actually does get rid of the oil right in front of my eyes, and like I said, with going so long without trying to wash my hair, when it gets to day 4, day 5, it gets pretty gross up in here, and this actually helps to take care of it. The scent is really nice too. I get like a cucumber scent, but like very, very light. I don't know if that's just me or my imagination, but nothing offensive. It's not very strong. It also doesn't leave a white cast, which I really enjoy. I don't have to spend forever trying to work it into my hair. Highly recommend if you have color treated hair, if you go a long time between washes. I know they have 3 different levels, and this is the strongest of all 3. Way leave-in conditioner, also really beautiful light floral fragrance. I really like the way that this leave-in conditioner made my hair feel. It's hydrated and leaves it with moisture, but not so much that it's being weighed down. I already have a backup of these. I think I got it through FabFitFun, so I don't need to repurchase it, but I will once I go through the other one. 2 more hair products to go through. This one is from IGK. It's the Rich Kid Coconut Oil Gel. I don't often show samples in my empties unless they made me buy the full size, which this one did. I'm currently going through the full size now. I really like this on days where I'm not heat styling. It may not look like it because I have my hair straightened, but my hair is pretty wavy, especially if you give it some love and something with a little bit of hold. I can really get a lot of wave to my hair, but I like this gel a lot because there's no tackiness or crunchiness to it. It just feels really soft and I can still get my fingers through it. I also really like the fragrance. I don't think it smells much like coconut. I get a tiny bit of bergamot to it, but I recommend it if you have a similar hair type and if you just want some hold with a little bit of texture. It's really nice. And then lastly, for the hair category, this one is from Aveda. This is the Light Elements Defining Lip. This one, it has a different purpose for me me than it does like the way it's advertised. It's advertised as something you can crunch in your hair for some texture once your hair is dry. But the way I would use this, actually, let me grab my regular, not my regular, the one that's new that I'm currently using. That's the texture of it, and it looks like it's gonna be heavy, but it's super, super light. We take a little bit out, mix it into my hands. You can barely see it. And I will use it for flyaways. I already have hairspray in my hair now, but a lot of products like this, gels, pomades, doing this because my hair is fine, you can see it. It would look like I just smoothed something into my hair, but this is completely invisible. This one, it took me forever to go through because you can see how little of it I actually used, but it's another product I can't be without. These next items I placed into the skincare category, but they're not actually skincare, but they're like used around the face. And that's the way my brain works with that. These are vitamins from Sugar Bear Hair. These are the Women's Multi-Vegan Gummies. The blue ones are the ones that are for hair growth, and those are the ones with biotin, and these are just like a traditional multivitamin. These are pricey. I have to admit, I was purchasing them because they were at work and they were quick and easy to grab. I do really like the taste of these. I'm currently using some from Orly, I think is the name. They're available at Target. They have like that square cube type packaging. Those are coated in sugar though, so they don't feel like they're actually, feels like counterproductive actually taking one. So I would love some recommendations if you have a cheaper alternative to these, because this is probably what I'm going to purchase once I'm done the Orly ones. I just do better with gummies. I leave them by my bathroom sink so I remember to use them in the morning or at night whenever, and I don't have to worry about taking them with food. I find that like traditional pill type vitamins I always forget to take. And then I have some toothpaste. I love the packaging. It always makes me happy seeing it on my bathroom counter. It reminds me of an apothecary. The flavors that I have are this licorice flavor, which surprisingly I love. I hate licorice candy, but I really like this toothpaste. I've mentioned this before, but you know, like when you brush your teeth and you go to like eat something or drink something afterwards and you get like that weird sour taste in your mouth. I don't get that with this. I can even drink coffee, not that you should, but I can even drink coffee right after brushing my teeth. It doesn't give me any kind of funky taste. And then also I have the ginger mint that we went through. I do also like this one, but this one is my favorite. We have a third one in the bathroom that we're almost through as well from a different brand. So I'll talk about that one in my next Empties video, which I will be doing. I'm going to try to do it like in 2 months so that we're not here again where I have so many in front of me. I have floss. I know I used up another one of these. I think I just forgot to throw it in the bin. This is from Cocoa Floss. It's the Cara Orange. The orange flavor doesn't come through too much, but it is nice just to use something that isn't peppermint. I just bought another 3-pack of these. I have one open and I have 2 back here. I have to admit, I hate flossing. It is my least favorite of all of my daily routines. I do not enjoy it. And I definitely like to use a floss that is thicker because I have tight teeth, but I've yet to find a floss like that that is from a cruelty-free brand. So for now, this one will do. And then lastly, for oral care, I have from Lush the Cream de Mint mouthwash tabs. I think I want to say I got these last year with my mom when we went to Salem. We stopped at a Lush. I had forgotten mouthwash, so this was something that was easy. They're little tabs. They almost look like a little candy that you put in your mouth and break up with your teeth. Add some water and it will turn into mouthwash. I would not purchase these again just because I use a traditional one at the sink, but maybe if I was traveling and forgot to bring something, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I just like almost forgot to use these, and I looked at the expiration date at one point and they were about to expire, so I had to hurry up and use them. Funny story though, George told me I was probably about, I told him I was trying to use these up and I told him to start using them. About a month later, he told me he was just eating them like candy and swallowing like a mint, but it didn't have any harmful side effects. He's fine. But yeah, that's my thoughts on those. And then the last thing, this is not for the mouth, it's for the eyes. These are eye drops. I think I've had these in every Empties video. This is the brand Clear Conscious. A long time ago, I was watching a YouTuber and they said that they always use eye drops before filming. It just makes everything look brighter. It makes you look more awake. And I've gotten in the habit of doing that. I don't have allergies or itchy eyes or anything like that. I purely use it for the appearance. This is the brand that I get from Amazon. They're cruelty free. And I always like to mention them too, because this type of product can be hard to find when you're first starting to go cruelty free. So I wanted to mention them. I need to add some gloss before going over the next products. My lips are starting to get dry. Okay, much better. So going into the actual skincare. The next few products I'm going to gloss over. I want to say it was in April, I posted my skincare project pan finale, and I just think it would be redundant to go through each product individually and give my thoughts a separate time. So I'm just gonna put a link or a card to that video up here. But the products that were in that project pan real quick were the Aveda Botanical Kinetics Intense Hydrating Rich Cream, the Pharmacy Do It All Eye Cream, Good Molecules Super Peptide Serum, Skin Out Neck Plus Super Smoothing and Contouring Neck Concentrate. It was kind of like a serum. A mini of the Luna Sleeping Night Oil, Tatcha the Rice Polish Classic, and I will mention that I purchased a full size of this and it is in my regular skincare routine. I love it. And lastly, the Detox Mask from Teami. So check out that video if you want to see my full thoughts on those. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go through these in the order of like a routine type of order. So Aveda Beautifying Composition Oil. I wouldn't repurchase this, but I have fond thoughts of it. It was really my introduction to double cleansing. Before that was really something that everyone talked about. I would use this to dissolve my makeup and then go in with a second cleanser. It smells like lavender and bergamot and then also contains some vitamin E. So also really good for the skin on the body. It was it's very multi-purpose. I would use it for so many different things, especially when I worked there because I got the discount on it. But I was never without this oil. I always had backups of it. And sadly, I think this is the last one. I saw this in my drawer and thought I should probably finish using that up because it's an oil and it will eventually go bad. So I used it up by using it to remove that initial layer of makeup. I will say I much prefer like a cleansing balm now, but I still like this. I'm not gonna run out and grab it, but maybe like I said with the other one, if I was in the Aveda store and I was browsing, the scent of it is just really nostalgic to me. And then today's a sad day because I haven't set this yet. Pharmacy Green Clean Cleansing Balm. It is my holy grail cleansing balm. I have gone through so many of these. This is the traditional one, the original one, and then I also have the Very Cherry Clean fragrance. This one is much stronger in fragrance if you're not into that. This one is much milder. This does a perfect job of getting rid of makeup. It doesn't set up, but there's a milkiness that occurs once you apply water, and I love the experience of using this. I was watching Hiram not too long ago. It was actually probably a few months ago now, and he mentioned that this contains polyethylene, and that's an ingredient. It's a plastic that's not great for marine life. Admittedly, I'm not an ingredient snob, and I don't do research on every ingredient in every product that I'm using. But if I know for a fact, or if I hear a fact about how something isn't good for the environment or for my skin, I'm going to stop using it. So sadly, I'm not repurchasing this, and I'm so sad. I wish they would take it out of the product. And he also mentioned in that video that polyethylene is really common in cleansing balms. And since then, now that I'm actually looking for the ingredient, it is in pretty much all of the main ones. I found a cleansing balm from Derma E, and I've only used it a couple of times because I was using up that beautifying oil, and it's a little gritty. I don't really love the texture, so I'm still on the search for a better cleansing balm once I use that one up. This one makes me really sad, and I also know that I've suggested it so many times to you guys, but I can't in my heart suggest it anymore. And then I have some makeup wipes. I don't use makeup wipes on a regular basis to remove my makeup. It's just so wasteful, and a lot of times they do really sting and irritate your skin. These from Pixi, these are the Makeup Melting Cleansing Cloths. I got these through FabFitFun, and I had an idea that I was going to use Pixi for a long haul. If you're new here, or if you haven't watched one of my long hauls, those videos are where I dedicate a specific amount of time to one brand, usually for my skincare routine, and I was gonna do one with Pixi. I've been trying to save money, so I just figured instead of holding off and just hoarding these, I might as well just go ahead and use them up. And I did. They did an okay job at removing my makeup. They weren't the best, and they felt a little dry. And then these from Kirkland, they're the Costco brand. I buy a big box of these in bundles, and I use them for makeup mess. I use them whenever I do swatches. I use them to clean up around my eye area whenever I do my makeup. I know that's also wasteful, and I should probably get away from the habit. As far as how well these work with actually removing eye makeup, they do a decent job. There will be a little bit of residue, and I also find that they sting the eye area, so not something I would recommend on a regular basis, but they're fine for the way that I use them. And then as far as cleansers go, ago. I have 3 here. I have 2 more in the bathroom that have this much left in them, both the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser as well as the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Cleanser, but I didn't empty them in time, so I'll save them for the next one. I have the Ordinary Squalane Cleanser. I used this when I tested out the Ordinary. I think that was for 6 months. It was decent, nothing to write home about, would not repurchase. From You to the People, I have their Superfood Cleanser. This has kale, green tea, spinach, and vitamins. Again, sample size, it's here because I purchased the full size. I love this cleanser, and I am not someone who regularly uses gel cleansers. I find them to be too stripping, but something about this one leaves my skin with some feeling of hydration. It doesn't feel like the moisture is all sucked out of it, and it also gives me a really clean feeling, and I love the scent. It reminds me of fresh cut grass, so I am using the full size, really enjoying it. I may switch over to a cream come winter time, but for now, I'm really liking it. And then the last cleanser, this one is from the Key West Aloe Company. It's the Gentle Aloe Facial Cleanser, 30% aloe. I tried this some time ago through Birchbox. I mean, a long time ago because it's been a couple years since I've had Birchbox. I really liked it. And then when we went to the Keys for my sister's wedding, we went into the store and I purchased the full size. I like this. It was another gel cleanser, but it was nothing that I would purchase again. It was just kind of like in the moment I saw it and bought it. And then I have some sheet masks, way less than in my last Empties video. I was in a really good routine of doing a sheet mask about once a week, and I got away from that, especially while in quarantine, and even up until now, I only did one. This is the Sweet Chef Beet and Vitamin A Fresh Pressed Sheet Mask. I have another one back here, and that one's yellow. I think it's turmeric and ginger. These are nice. I say this in every Empties video. I feel like sheet masks for the most part do the same thing. Some are more hydrating and some are more brightening, but for the most part, it's really like that experience and giving your skin a treat. I still really like the experience of using them, but I've never found one that I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one that I have to keep buying and keep using. So this one was nice. Maybe I would grab it again while in Target. And then I have these 3, and I know one of these I had in my last Empties video. These are from Patchology, and they are different types of eye gels, eye masks. I got these through Influencer, so I did not purchase them. I have to mention, and I can't remember which one it was. I want to say it was this one, and I don't remember having that experience the first time, but a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, I should probably use them up for my Empties. I applied this before doing my makeup, and it was awful. I did not expect it to dry out my under eyes so much. Everything felt fine and normal after I took it off, but when I went to go apply my concealer, I noticed how patchy it looked, and it was like a big day. I was trying to do my makeup on ice. I immediately wiped my under eye with one of those Costco wipes, and by the end, I think I had redone it like 3 times, each time trying to layer on more moisturizer when I probably should have just left it alone. I can't recommend these for that reason. I don't know what was in this that caused that problem, and last time I didn't have that reaction, or maybe I just didn't put on makeup because I definitely don't remember that happening the first time. I have 2 hydrating sprays that I've gone through. One from Aveda. This is the Botanical Kinetics Skin Firming Toning Agent. I showed in my last Empties video, I had the really large size of it that I would fill up. This is the very last of it. One of the first toners I've ever used, especially like my first rose toner I ever used. Really great for hydration. I switch up my toners fairly often, so for that reason, I don't think I would repurchase this one. I'm currently using one from Dermalogica that I really like. Who knows what I'll get next time. And then I also have this from Tatcha. This is the Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This came as part of a set, and I want to say it was back in 2018. I was holding on to this because it was Tatcha. I went to spray it at some point and I realized it didn't smell as fresh as it once did, and that's why I made myself use it up. Again, I wouldn't repurchase, but I did really like it. I did feel like it left like a nice layer of hydration on my skin without being like too heavy. I have 2 creams that I used up. The first one from Drunk Elephant. This is the Lala Retro Whipped Cream. This one is nice and thick, very moisturizing, perfect for winter. I purchased this for my Drunk Elephant long haul. I want to say, was that back in July of August of last year is when I finished that, and I finally used it up between this time. I think I used this up probably back in March or April because it's been a minute since I've had this on my face. This is one that I feel like would be really good for dry and sensitive skin because it really gives an adequate amount of moisture, and there's nothing in it that feels feels like it would cause irritation. I love the pumps on the Drunk Elephant products. This just pumps up and you get your cream up at the top. No mess, no fuss. You don't have to dig your finger in. I wish all brands would make their moisturizers like this. I don't need this again. I currently have from Tatcha, I have their Silk Cream. That is one of my Holy Grail night creams, and I would use that one over this one. I think it just absorbs a little bit quicker into my skin. I also have one from Sunday Riley currently open, as well as the Milk Vegan Moisturizer, so I don't need this. Maybe one day I will return to it and try it again. And then the other cream, this one is from Primera. This is the Alpine Berry Water Cream. I slept on this. I got this through my first influencer box, I want to say. I got this and a lip mask, and I used them a handful of times. I did my review or whatever I had to do for influencer, and then I put them into my drawer and forgot about them. Early this spring, going into summer, I pulled this back out and I was like, oh, I should actually try using this now that the weather's more mild. I love the texture of this. It definitely provided my skin with enough moisture without any heaviness, and it absorbs right into the skin. I don't need this going into winter, but come next summer, I think I would actually repurchase it. The texture was really lovely, and the smell, I don't know if it's because there's Alpine in the name or in the title of the product, but I get the slightest bit of pine from the smell of this. Not like a Christmas tree, not super, super strong, but just the slightest bit, and I just enjoy the experience of using this. And then the last skincare item is a sunscreen. I also got this, I think through influencer or through FabFitFun. I didn't purchase this. It was FabFitFun. I'm just remembering. The Kula Mineral Sun Silk Cream with full 360 spectrum protection. This one, I'm pretty sure it has the blue light technology in it to help defend against those rays as well. It's a sunscreen. It did the job. It didn't leave a white cast on my skin. I have two that I'm trying to use currently. I have one from Neogen that I haven't opened up yet, and then I have one from Drunk Elephant that I'm trying to use up. So I don't need this, but it wasn't a bad sunscreen. Moving on to body care, and this pile is massive, but I think it's because a lot of the products are bigger and just clunky. I am an hour and 35 minutes into filming, and the corners of my mouth are starting to hurt, so we're gonna get through this. And without fail, I forgot a product from the hair care category. This is the Triple Sec from Drybar. Love this, have a backup, have one open. It just gives me a lot of texture to my hair. It's really easy to spritz it through. Fragrance is nice on it. Definitely a staple of mine. I am going to be doing a hair care video at some point. I want to say I have it scheduled for the end of this month. All of my cruelty-free hair care favorites, because it's something that I really don't talk about much, but I have a lot of hair care products. All right, let's do bath first. I am a bath fanatic, and while I definitely take less in the summertime, I still take one at least once a week. Come this month or upcoming months, the September, October, November, I'm gonna be in the bath like every other day. It is my favorite place to be, hands down. I'm just always so cold and frigid this time of year, so the second I get home from work, I gotta like strip everything off and get in the tub. It's like my little bit of self-care. So for once, I actually don't have any Lush products in here, at least not any of their bath bombs or bubble bars. I have a bunch of plastic wrappers from this brand I discovered on Etsy. I'm not gonna go through each one. I don't know why I actually saved all the wrapping, but the brand is called Country Market Crafts. I've been using both their bubble bars as well as their bath bombs, and I really like both of them. Their bubble bars a little bit more. The only difference I would say from Lush, and maybe it's me, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I kind of consider myself to be a bath expert. They don't crumble the same way the Lush bubble bars do. They don't dissolve completely. So what I find is while I'm in the bath, I can feel little bits below me. It doesn't bother me too much. There's also some staining that's occurred when that clump is settled on the bottom, but as far as like rings around my tub, I don't have any of that happen with this brand. It's a cheaper alternative to Lush, and so many of them are so cute. There was a blueberry Pop-Tart I used that was adorable and I love the fragrance of, but eucalyptus tea has been by far my favorite. It was really like fresh, clean kind of aroma. I'll definitely be going on to Etsy soon to see what they have for the upcoming months. They seem to update their shop pretty regularly, especially right before a holiday, so I'm hoping to find some Halloween treats on there. Check them out if you love bath products. Dr. Teal's, I have both salts and the bubbles of the eucalyptus and spearmint scent. I've mentioned this before, but I have mason jars in my bathroom with labels on them that have all of my Dr. Teal's salts. I think I have 5 or 6 different types. I love them. This one is my favorite. It was my first and I always go back to this one. The eucalyptus in this one is really strong and I find it to be super just de-stressing. And I also really like it if I worked out. I feel like it helps with any muscle kind of soreness. And I like their bath bubbles too. Again, it's a cheaper alternative to buying bubble bars and bath bombs. This kind of stuff I'll use when I want to take a quick bath, like 10-20 minutes. And then my Lush or even my Country Market craft products, I'll use them when I want to take an extended bath, like an hour long. And then this brand is new to Ulta. My Ulta has some of their products, but not all. Not the one that I want to try. It's spelled K-N-E-I-P-P, and I'm going to assume the K is silent, so I think it's Neep. These are the mineral bath salts in Dream Away. It's valerian and hops. These smelled so good, and they made the water such a beautiful, rich shade of turquoise. My Ulta has the individual packs, and I have a couple more of them, and then they also have the full-size bath salts. I was reading online and looking at reviews. They also have a pine fragrance, and that one turns the water a forest green, so I definitely want that one. I don't think I'm going to order the full size of this one, even though I enjoyed it. I really want to try the pine fragrance, so I will be adding that to my cart the next time I place an order with Ulta online. All right, let's talk about some body scrubs. I try to exfoliate my skin once a week. Sometimes I do twice a week if I just worked out and I got very sweaty. I think it really helps prevent blackheads or whiteheads on the back and chest. But I got through a lot more scrubs than I actually thought I did. I have another product here from that Key West Aloe company. This was their Key Lime Salt Scrub. I used up another one. I think it was their mango one. That was in my last empties. And I mentioned then I didn't need this. I bought this because I was on vacation and I was like, YOLO, let me buy something while I'm here. The ratio between the salt and the oil is no good. It's way too oily. It almost has like the texture of a watered down slushy. Did not enjoy this. I didn't feel like it actually scrubbed my skin enough. And I have to say too, I should just start looking into sugar scrubs because I am such a mess. The last time I used this, I had just done a bunch of fixtures at work. I work for Ulta if you haven't heard me mention that before. And I must have had all these little cuts all over my arms and hands. Didn't realize it, and it stung like hell when I was trying to use up the last bit of this. I have one from Frank Body. I was checking out at work and I saw this in our travel section and I grabbed it. I didn't need this either. This is a scrub from Down Under for all over and it says it contains eucalyptus. That's what it kind of smelled like. It was pretty strong. Macadamia oil for hydrating. Kakadu plum, I think that's how you say that. And then I want to say it was coffee beans. Coffee robusta seed powder. I did not like this. It was super messy. Every time I would go to put it onto my skin, half of it fell down onto the bottom of the shower. And the more I scrubbed, it would just get all over our walls. Did not like this, would not repurchase. I don't know why I bother purchasing other scrubs because I always come back to Tree Hut. I've been using these for so long. I think the first one I ever got was the Moroccan Rose. And then every time I purchase one, I usually get a different scent. So I have this one in Harvest Chai. I bought this last fall. Nice and spicy, not super strong. I also have the Bohemian Escape. It says on here that it has turmeric to exfoliate and tone the skin. And then this one is the only one I have a complaint about. I bought this as part of a set and I think it had 4. I broke down the other 3 and gave them away as stocking stuffers last holiday, but this creamy and hot cocoa I kept for myself. This one was also pretty messy and I felt like it stained the bottom of my tub. When I went back and looked at reviews, a lot of people made complaints about the 4 scrubs that were in that specific set. It just took me so long to say that. My mouth is starting to get tired. That's not normal for the brand. I've never had any issues with any of their other scrubs, so it must have been something about the holiday limited edition ones. So maybe this time around this year, I won't purchase their gift set, but individually, I really love them. I currently have one now open that I think it's coffee and mocha. If you're a coffee lover, you have to get it. It smells so rich. I'm obsessed with the fragrance. I already bought a backup of that one. I have 2 deodorants that I've used up. I don't want to talk too much about these. I'm actually going to be saving both of these because I'm going to do a video, an in-depth video talking about my experience with natural deodorants. I've tried 5 or 6 brands by now. I've also been using Kopari was one that I was using for a while, and then Lumi is the one I'm currently testing out. I'll be talking about those fairly soon. The only thing I want to say about these, this scent is really nice. This is the cucumber mint. And then for the Schmitz, this is the moonflower fragrance. I bought this at, it tells you right here, TJ Maxx. It was drying out and it was also also very grainy, so just be aware if you're buying these from a place like TJ Maxx or Marshall's or whatever is in your area. I had used up 1 or 2 Schmidt's deodorants before purchasing this one, so I knew that's not how the formula is supposed to feel. I knew it wasn't the brand. It was probably just expired, or maybe it's something wrong with this fragrance. Just wanted to throw that out there and let you guys know. I actually used up a perfume completely. This one is from Kieran NYC. It is the Sunday Brunch fragrance. I don't get a ton of PR, and that's not a complaint, it's just a fact. Kieran NYC was one of the first brands to actually send me a full-size product. I think they were the first brand. They sent me this as well as 3 vials of their other perfumes that they have. I did like this. It kind of has like a mimosa kind of scent. It's citrusy, and that's not my typical type of fragrance. There's some perfumes that I've had my eye on recently, and I told myself I had to make room first, so I concentrated on using this one up, and this has been my work fragrance lately. Of the 3 perfume minis that they sent me, there was one called Nitro Noir, and that one was way more up my alley. It's been a while since I've used that one up, but if there's one I would repurchase, that's the one that I would go for. Next is all of the lotions and body butters that I used up. I do not mess around when it comes to moisturizing my skin, especially after the bath or shower. My skin is just way too dry to skip that step, especially on my legs. If I take a shower in the morning, I usually use a lotion that's a little bit lighter. And then if I do a bath or shower at night, I will use a body butter or cream, something that's thicker. So for the lotions that I've used up, I have 2 from Hemp's. This is the Pumpkin Spice and Vanilla Try. And then I also have this one. This one has CBD oil, and I don't think it did anything with having the CBD in there, any effect on the skin, but the scent was nice. It was Velvet, Lavender, and Pink Peony. This one I purchased last fall, and I got sick of the scent, even though I really did enjoy it the first several times that I used it. I love all things chai and all things pumpkin, but after a while, it gets to be a little too much. It's also fairly strong, so it was hard to pair it with other things like my fragrances. I'm pretty much never without Hemp's lotion. I was going to go and purchase another one, but then for my Ulta, my Diamond Platinum reward, I got to pick out a Hemp's lotion in the original fragrance, so I just picked that up. But after that, I will be purchasing another one on my own. This is another one that I'm not dedicated to a specific scent. I change it up depending on the time of year. Aveda Hand Relief. This is the best hand cream. I got spoiled while I worked there because I constantly was applying it to my hands. My hands are addicted to this stuff. I use this one up. I have a tiny one from, I think it's Sponge Gel, that I got through FabFitFun that's currently in my work purse that I'm going to be using up, but I already have a backup of this. It's thick, but it absorbs into the skin very quickly. And I remember from just my ingredient knowledge when I worked there, it has lactic acid in it, so it actively exfoliates the hands. And then also too, it is proven to last through 3 hand washes, which isn't that significant right now, seeing as often as we're washing our hands and applying hand sanitizer. But I've never found a better hand cream than this one, and I don't think I will ever be without this one. And then I have 3 body butters that I went through. This one is from Soap and Glory. It is the Smoothie Star Lightly Whipped Body Buttercream. It's pistachio, almond, and sweet vanilla fragrance. This smells like a pistachio gelato. It smells so delicious. It's heavenly. It is very strong, and I got sick of this after a while of using this. I may want to return to it at some point. Maybe if they have it in a mini size, I would purchase it again. It is very moisturizing, but the scent, after a while, I just couldn't do it anymore, and I was actually struggling to use it up. This is one of those reasons why I love doing empties videos, because I know I raved about this in another video at some point. I was completely addicted to the fragrance at first, and then I was just so over it by the time I was trying to use this up. And then from Sol de Janeiro, I have the Acai Body Power Cream. I got this through FabFitFun through their add-on section. I was trying to save some money. I really love and wanted the Boom Boom Cream, but I saw this and thought, hey, I might as well give it a try. This is a great alternative if you love the feel and texture of the Boom Boom Cream without the scent. I know the scent is what it's known for. It's so delicious, that pistachio and caramel, but I know it may be too strong for some people. This I expected to have a really strong aroma like the other one. I thought it was going to smell like berries, but it doesn't. It's a very clean, light aroma. It still has that same texture and still leaves the same shimmer on the skin. I would probably purchase the Boom Boom Cream next time. I know it's on my Sephora wish list, but if this pops up again on the add-on section, I might go for this one instead. And then the last body butter, this one is from The Body Shop. This is another product I slept on. I know this is one of like their cult favorites, and they've been around for a long time, but I didn't pay any attention to them until I worked for Ulta. This one is the Wonderfully Wonky Banana Scent, and I bought this a little too late in the summer last year because, again, like many other things I've mentioned, I love the scent at first, but come October, I did not want to smell like a banana, but I made myself use it up this summer. I love the texture of these. I put this on last night and my legs still feel silky smooth, besides maybe a little peach fuzz because I need to shave. I would not purchase it in this fragrance next time. There's another fragrance that I love, which, getting into shower gels, I'll go ahead and mention it. The Satsuma fragrance from Body Shop. I already said this, I am not a citrus kind of gal. I love spicy aromas and then some floral aromas, something maybe even deep and vanilla-y. That's my kind of fragrance. Citrus is not my thing, but something about their Satsuma scent, it's citrusy, but still like really clean. And I feel like someone in my life at some point used to wear this because there's a very like nostalgic feel that comes up whenever I smell this. I started with the body butter and then I went ahead and moved onto the shower gel. This lasted me a long time. It lathers up really nicely. It is a gel, it's not a cream, so it doesn't really leave anything on the skin, but I don't feel like it strips my skin either. I already have a backup of this. I have another one of the body butters open and I have a backup of that one back here too. I think when I was buying all of it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be my new signature aroma, but I like to change things out so frequently that it's just never gonna happen, me being dedicated to one fragrance. But I really, really do enjoy this. For the rest of the shower gels, this is the last bit of the empties. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know we've been here for a while. I have 2 shower gels. These are actually hand and body washes from Aveda. I have the Rosemary Mint. This is not something that I would repurchase, I don't think, but while I work there and because I got the discount, I would buy it for our sink. Like I mentioned, I'm not really big into mint fragrances, but at the sink, having this after cooking, especially when you get like garlicky kind of scents on your hands, it helps to get rid of that. And then Cherry Almond, which was new for them shortly before I left the company. They had this one in the lotion. I think I already used the lotion up. This one smells really good. Again, I wouldn't go out and repurchase it, but because I worked there and got the discount, I was super stoked to get it. I think the packaging is adorable. George is really big into cherry fragrances, so he used this one up more than I did. I had this big guy from Dr. Bronner's. I don't actually use this on my body, but I use it for pretty much everything else. This is their Pure Castile soap. I use this to wash my makeup brushes. I use it to wash my little face halo or my makeup eraser, anything like that. My lashes I'll sometimes use it on. Occasionally I'll use it on my hands. It took me forever to go through this full size, but I already have another one at my sink. This is the Rose fragrance. That's what I really enjoy. I haven't really tried any of their fragrances, maybe the lavender one a long time ago, but you get a lot for the price. And if you want a really gentle soap to clean your makeup brushes with, this is a really good one. And then the next wash is from Sweet Spot Labs. This is like an alternative to Summer's Eve. They're not cruelty free, so I had to stop purchasing them some time ago. This brand I was originally purchasing at Target, but now Ulta carries them, and my Ulta just started carrying them in store, so now I can get my points on it. This scent is coconut lime. I have the vanilla one currently open, and I pretty much just go back and forth, but it says it's pH balanced, glycerin and sulfate free, gynecologist tested and recommended. But yeah, I like this brand a lot, and I don't see myself switching anytime soon. I have a little tiny shower gel from Lush that's like been beaten to hell because I was trying to squeeze all the product out of it. This is the Yognog shower gel. Cozy up to creamy caramel scented lathers with a touch of spicy clove. There's something weird about this. I talked about this in the haul video when I purchased this. It looked separated, and even once I started to use up the shower gel, shaking it up really didn't get rid of that separation. And I haven't had that issue with Lush shower gels before. I really like the scent of it. It was a very nice sweet aroma, but I wouldn't purchase this one because of that. We'll see if maybe they reformulate it come holiday of this year. We are on the last product, well, the last 2. Of course, I picked the thing that I can never say to talk about last. Sponge gel, sponge gel, sponge gel. I think I always try to separate it. Sponge gel. I don't know. These are great. I get these through FabFitFun. They are a sponge that already has body wash in it. So when you put water or you add water to it, it lathers up. Also provides some exfoliation. This is the Tobacco Vanilla fragrance. Very clean, a little bit spicy. I have this one currently in my bathtub area, but I threw this box in here because without it, I would forget to mention it. And then I also used up a 2-pack of the Black Orchid. Also really like this one. I would not purchase these these outright because I remember looking up the price and they were like $20 individually. They're always on sale on FabFitFun on their add-on section, and I pretty much always add one on. But that's it, guys. That's my empties. My mouth hurts and I'm looking at a mess all around me. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for hanging out with me again. I would love to know your thoughts on any of the products that I went through. I'm not gonna say I promise not to wait so long next time, but we'll see. That's my goal. Maybe in another 2 months I'll try to do one. But some of you do tell me that you really enjoy the longer videos, so let me know in the comments about that as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you would like to see me and more of my remarks, please subscribe if you haven't already. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you soon.